Hi everybody, so today this is a bit of a different video. I'm sat on the bench in Newark. My grandma used to live to the left of me, and my grandma and granddad used to live down the road. Beaumond House, the charity we're sponsoring, is just over there to the right, and I'm just going to walk over to Beaumond House now, speak to some of the staff there because they've kindly invited me over, speak about the challenge and speak to some of the nurses to find out about how they operate and how they work, and hopefully give people a bit more of an insight about what they do as a hospice. So yeah, not much walking, just a trip from here to there, but it was one of the most important trips of our family's lives for a period of time, whether it was staff making it from there to here or us going from here to there. So I'll take you over there now. Right, so here we are at Beaumond House. We'll get ourselves in there, hopefully introduce ourselves to the people we need to see straight away and get something filmed.
It won't change that much. It
won't
change. It has
No.
to be decorated a little bit. So yeah, this is David made. That looks like a very good time. And the dining room, so they would come in here and eat their meal.
Communal dining room. It gets quite social in there, doesn't it? Lots
Yeah.
of laughing and
As you walk kind of in the building, you can
just hear it, can't you?
Yeah. It's lovely. Our conservatory, so this is generally used by
everyone.
staff and families.
Yeah.
A lot of the families. So if patients are upstairs in inpatients, then the families will come down here. They'll help themselves to a drink, and Joe in the kitchen will provide them with some beautiful meals. And
Inpatients, the family end up sitting here for tea and they sit with us and there's that constant flow of chatting and support, even though it's not really on purpose.
Yeah.
But this is kind of like, treat it as a bit of a living room, kitchen area.
We just talked to David as well that he's found some funding and a charitable organisation that will give volunteers and anybody that wants it some bereavement counselling training.
Oh, cool.
So even though it's not kind of like we couldn't offer it as a service, but we can support anybody that's having.
for our staff and volunteers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which I
that's
think
great.
is amazing.
Yeah.
I will be putting my name down.
Always trying to move forward, aren't
It's
we?
amazing how the community comes
Yeah.
together though, isn't it?
Yeah. So we have a kitchen on site, so everything that is produced for patients and families is produced in-house by our wonderful
All fresh.
kitchen team.
All fresh.
Which is amazing.
Always,
so again,
always
it's-
smell food here. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm always hungry.
This is Jade's
Hey.
wonderful team.
We're on camera, everyone, don't swear.
So this is the hospice at home room.
Hi, you alright?
So this is where it would have all kind of came from. This is our bit of a base for going out into the community and we all work out of here. It's usually quite a lot of laughter in here as well. Everyone's studiously working out.
Were any of you guys here 5 years ago, 2020? Yeah. So Elaine might have been part of the care that was given to your granddad.
That's great, thank you.
Granddad's name?
Thomas Hughes,
Hughes.
Yeah, I remembered that name.
who was just across the road
Yeah,
in the little bungalows.
that's right, yeah. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I can't thank you all enough for the work you do.
Yeah.
This crazy monkey is walking all the way from
Mansfield to Snowdon,
Yeah.
Wow.
It's really funny for us.
then climbing Snowdon.
Yeah.
I take my heart off to you.
See, that sounds harder than what we do.
I don't know. It's just one foot in front of the other, isn't it, for a few days?
For a few days.
Yeah, I'll be in hospital for weeks.
The practice has gone well, so.
To carry you, wouldn't we?
Then we work up these stairs is our hospice inpatient.
Yeah.
So we've got 4 bedrooms upstairs for people that need a little bit more support and come in for that.
Yeah.
For different periods of time, different reasons. But yeah, so we won't go up because my loud voice will wake
No,
everybody
no.
up. But
I don't want to be waking people up.
so So that's pretty much us in a nutshell.
Yeah.
And then we've got the house across the way as well that we have as our fundraising base, I would suppose. Is that what you call it?
So when I said I could see you pull in, my office is
Just
going
over
in,
there.
so yeah, I wasn't spying. And then we do our complimentary therapies in the garden room as well. So we
Yeah.
offer our patients and their families things like Reiki and massage.
Yeah, that's great.
All of that in there as well.
And
The
that's-
garden's important as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
To
definitely.
a lot of our, again, families and patients. So being able to sit out here in an afternoon and
Yeah.
just
Day
relax.
therapy
Take it in a bit.
Yeah.
That's it. We do get good weather every now and then, don't we?
Yeah, for 2 weeks of the year we get to sit outside and
It's been alright this year. I got my
that's
first
really
time.
good.
I said that I wouldn't do the train up, but I'll
Have you
definitely go
got people
down.
meeting you there at the end, so you're not obviously not walking back?
Yeah, my mum and my
It's the down that's the hard one, because I reckon.
my mum and my nephew are climbing it with me. I just wanted to like come up and have a chat with you both, just kind of see what it is day to day that you do behind the scenes, because a lot of people
So
don't
it was
realise
your
what goes
granddad,
into
wasn't
it.
it, that weekend?
Yeah.
Was it back in 2020?
2020, yeah. So you just lived in the at the bungalows across the road there. But from our side of things, it was invaluable, really.
Mm.
Like my mum and my grandma, more than anything, it's always the women in the family, though, isn't it? But my grandma was a very stubborn lady. She didn't really like a lot doing for us.
Mm.
But everyone made it so easy for her.
Yeah.
That, well, we live in Mansfield, so they've always lived in Newark, and they just wouldn't go anywhere. They didn't want to move to Mansfield, they didn't want any extra like fuss about it. But it was like you were hardly there, but at the same time it was like you was there all the time.
Mm. Is that, I was just going to say, was it a hospice at home? Did you come in?
Yeah, but they also like,
support staff.
before he got really badly,
Mm.
and my grandma was having to take on a lot more responsibilities. You had him over here for clubs,
Oh, lovely. So yeah,
The breakfast and things like that.
Yeah.
and that gave my grandma a bit of time on her own to
Yeah.
kind of like have a breath.
Yeah.
And then once my granddad passed away, my grandma came over a couple of times, but then it was COVID.
Yeah.
Because he passed away 2 weeks before the first lockdown. So realistically, we got like the best of it,
Mm.
and we could have.
Mm.
I can imagine that lockdown isn't like a good place to be when you're working there.
I mean, it was before my time.
Yeah, it was mine as
so
well.
I've only been here about three and a half years. But yeah, you hear a lot of stories about how difficult that time was for, let's say, not just the families, but actually for the staff as well, because you're very restricted then in what care you can offer and what support you can offer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess being able to be there to support any family through that time was.
End of life care it's isolating in the nature of it. It puts you in your house or it puts you in a hospice or whatever, so it's isolating in itself, and then adding a lockdown. Can't even imagine what
Yeah.
families went through.
Like I said, we were so fortunate that, like, I know it sounds nasty to say, but like, you're fortunate that it passes before
Yes.
the lockdown.
Yeah.
Because if I couldn't imagine how hard it must have been for people, because it was a scary time for everyone involved in medicine, especially. How awful it must have been for people having to do that during lockdown. This hospice was just like a second home for my granddad and my grandma for that period of time. And my granddad and my grandma were always big believers in helping out the community. My grandma must have gone shopping for about 30 different people.
I recognise your grandma's photo, you know, from
Yeah.
that photo you've got on just given. So I lived in York all my life,
Yeah.
and I do recognise her face.
Well, she's like a little local celebrity. She just had a regular routes, and she used to walk from there to the hairdressers and sit and chat to the ladies in the hairdressers just off that main road.
Yeah.
And then she'd go into town, she'd go to the butchers, the bakers, everywhere she could get. So, you know, like, even towards the end of my granddad's life, she was going out shopping every day because she wanted to keep socially active and things.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's nice to have this kind of place in the community for people like that, because you feel like, we always felt like my grandma gave us a lot to the community. My granddad was a taxi driver around here as well, so he knew everyone. So, like I said, I'm from Mansfield, but it was like a second home. We used to always come up here
Yeah.
and walk around the cemetery with them and through town and places like that. And you don't really see grandparents age, but at least I didn't. So when it happened,
keeps on with us.
It was just really helpful.
Yeah. And you don't know you need us until you need us, I think. And you don't know how much you need us until we're there. And you're going, it's that
So
breath.
you
Yeah.
can take, you can take a
breathe,
step
yeah.
back and you can be
Yeah.
family and let us
Yeah.
kind of take on that
Yeah.
role.
Yeah.
We hear
You
that
can
a
be
lot,
grounded.
don't we?
Yeah, my mum and my grandma more than anything. I can't imagine how taxing it was for them because me and my brother stayed working. My brother Jack used to work away and I worked away. Then my brother Tom, he's doing a charity boxing fight alongside this. He worked in Saudi Arabia at the time and they restricted all the flights so we couldn't even get back home. So the family couldn't take a lot of the stress off. But my mum and grandma went on the start. My mum took like a month or so off work, was up here every day. She was staying on the floor at my granddad's because they're tiny little bungalow.
Yeah.
But the work that does get put in, it's so time freeing. You don't realise, even if it's just coming around and washing pots and making a cup of tea,
Yeah.
that half an hour, it's half an hour you get back.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And honestly, I don't know how areas cope that don't have this kind of, because there are areas that don't have this service. I mean, there's one not too far away, and I think the difference that family has, that experience that family has, is huge, and it doesn't seem right.
No.
It's a bit of a postcode lottery, isn't it? But we're so
Unfortunately,
fortunate.
it's not funded,
Yeah.
you know, and I think
Yeah.
that's the other big thing.
100%.
Yeah.
Is, you know, the amount of money we have to raise every year to enable families like yours to have that support is
Yeah, we
just
couldn't believe how, when it would have been before or just after lockdown, I did a charity thing for Beaumond House before, only a little thing, but I couldn't believe how little funding there is for places like this, considering how important they are.
Absolutely.
I didn't realise that there was such a community involved as well. Just when I used to fetch my grandma and granddad and bring them here, or we'd meet them here if we could walk with the family, you see the same families in and out and things like that, and it is such a massive community.
Yeah.
And it's not like my grandma and granddad said they'd never go into homes. They're both stubborn as. But yeah, they said they'd never go into homes, and then convincing them to come here was a difficult challenge, to be honest. But then after the first visit, it was hard not to get them to come here.
Yeah.
They enjoyed
that a lot.
they enjoyed the communal time, and even though they didn't obviously live here or were residents, they were here regularly.
Yeah.
And I can imagine that for the people that are residents, it is nice to have people coming in and out and the community around it.
Yeah. It's kind of always been the idea to make it feel like home rather than a clinical setting.
Yeah.
We try and keep that as much as we can.
And the staff were so incredibly understanding and thoughtful towards not just what my granddad needed, but for what the family needed. So you knew when to be a bit more there or a bit more in the background.
Yeah.
And like I said, my nan was a very, very stubborn woman. It's not the easiest to deal with. But she was blown away by the support she got from the hospice.
It's lovely to hear.
Yeah, it is. It's quite often we do a bit and then people have gone and then they're okay and you don't hear a lot from them again, so it's always nice to hear that people are doing well and they appreciated it so much.
I was just hoping that you could give a bit more insight into what happened from your side of things. So, like you say, you don't really see much after, but I can imagine that it's not the nicest kind of care to provide.
So from kind of I'm hospice at home lead, which is quite a new role here. It's within the last kind of year. So I've made it my own. I've kind of had to learn from the bottom up, which is great, and learn from the incredible women that are already doing this job, and then learn how do I manage something that's so incredible without losing what it already is. So in that way, it's been a challenge. But in terms of working with the girls, they've made it very easy. Very welcoming and accepting, and working with the patients, you learn so much about how to communicate with people here in their way that they want. And I think I've been a nurse 13 years, and my background is very different. So you always go into somebody's home, their own space with your own agenda. Yeah, right, I need this, this and this out of this person today. And what I've learned here is to completely undo all of that and actually what's their agenda and how can I help? What's important to them? And once you start doing that, it becomes very rewarding very quickly. Small things that are such a big deal in that person's life at that moment, actually I can help with that. I can't change the situation, I can't take this away from you, but I can help.
Yeah.
And then it actually becomes very easy.
Those small little things are the big difference makers.
Absolutely.
Like I say, those little half an hours, you don't realise how fast it goes.
Yeah.
Because my granddad we were told when I was in school that my granddad had cancer, and it must have been primary school, I think. But I'm 30 now, well, I'm 30 next year, and I've got a wife and 3 kids.
Yeah.
And it was only like within the past 4 or 5 years that we lost my grandma and granddad. So when I was young, I didn't think I'd get that long.
Yeah.
And then you take it for granted. Like, you're going on lads' holidays and you're working away and you're doing all those things, and you just think, oh, grandma and granddad are only in Newark.
Yeah.
And then that lasts maybe a month or 2 weeks. Everything just moves so fast,
Yeah.
and you don't really get a chance to take a breath. So if someone to have the kettle on for you, or to put the washing on for you, or bring medication over, or nip to the pharmacy for you, all these little jobs that you think take 5 or 10 minutes, if someone's giving you that 5 or 10 minutes back,
Yeah, it's invaluable, isn't it? Invaluable.
Those extra minutes you get to spend with
yeah,
your granddad.
People come to us in so many different ways and forms. You know, a lot of our people, we get a knock on the door, and someone comes in, you know, let's get you a cup of tea, and they burst into tears, and the next thing you know, you're in the house the next day helping them look after somebody, or you know, booking a transport to get somebody in because they can't cope anymore. So from phone calls to emails to chatting to their neighbours or their doctor or whatever, people find their way to us in any way, shape or form, but that doesn't matter. There's no way to do it, just contact us. And we'll do the rest for you. There's no complexities about it at all. And I think the thing that we don't speak about enough in terms of for our patients is that we're free. We don't cost anything for them. Because that is pretty much the third question I usually get asked. How do I access your service? What do you do, and how much do you cost? So it's that it kind of always follows that trajectory. But just letting people know, you know, that you don't have to have a certain thing in mind. We can help you figure that out.
And like you touched on there, it wasn't just the physical health. It is like the mental health side of it, and the arrangements and things like that. Like the admin that must go in behind the scenes. Because when you've got that level of stress on you, it's hard to deal with stuff like the admin side of it. And just like you say, organising transport or pharmacy trips, or just a bit more of someone to talk to that's not, because it can be hard to talk to your family.
Asking those silly questions, those questions that you don't want to worry your family members about. You know, if you want to know, I don't know, Grandad suddenly developed a random cough or is making a noise, and you think, I don't want to ask because Grandma might get worried. But actually being able to ask the staff, I would imagine some of the questions that you get asked are
all sorts. It's normally door handle conversations, we call them. Just as you're leaving, you think, oh great, I've done my job. Everything's relaxed and someone follows you out. And you think,
don't want to ask in front of. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And those questions, you know, no questions are silly questions.
You can't support the person without supporting the family. It'd be impossible, and vice versa. You can't help them support their family member without supporting them. So, it comes naturally to us here.
It's such a thankless job, I think, because, like you say, once, unfortunately, the life gets over, you don't really receive much. Maybe like a card or something, but you don't really. Obviously, you're not expected to stay in contact with these people, but it is a thankless job because then it's on to the next unfortunate family.
Yeah, bless them. It's to be fair, we have quite a lot of a lot of people that do come back and do events or days or volunteers, carers groups, bereavement groups. So we do have contact with the people that want it, that there is things there. But yeah, sometimes I think we're in their lives for just a short period of time, but it's so impactful. I think sometimes it's hard.
It's quite intense as well, can't
Yeah,
it, at times?
it's the worst time of someone's life, isn't it, at the end of the day? That relative, it's the worst time of their life, and for you to help somebody, it's a bond that I don't think you can describe.
There's a real maturity to the care that you're given. Some of the girls that will come around would be, I'm assuming, not much older than me. But like, at that time in my life, I know I wasn't married, I had no kids.
Yeah.
I didn't think I wasn't mature enough to deal with the situation that was in front of me. And like the way that the girls who dealt with my family more than me and my granddad, the way that they handled everything, it was just professional and caring the entire way. It never felt like we were being mistreated, or it never felt like we were searching for any more. If anything, there was that much there. We probably didn't take advantage of it as much as we could have because we didn't want to like overstep or
Feel like you were bothering.
Yeah. But realistically, the care was there in that great quantity. We could have had more if we wanted it, and it was in such a good quality care. You do feel bad for taking it off of other families.
I get that. Yeah, a lot of people say that. They do. A lot of people say that, and you just think, oh gosh, if I can't be there for you, what am I even doing this for? But yeah, in that way, it's so different to any other healthcare provider I've worked for because I get the time. And I've always said to the girls in hospice at home that I can't tell you the difference between us and, say, other care providers. I can't put my finger on what it is that makes us different, that makes us, I can't say better or worse, but that makes us different. And I couldn't describe it to you. It's just a feeling.
Yeah.
And I think all the staff have that. I mean, I've got a little family down that corridor that I never asked for or knew I wanted, and here we are. So, we all kind of band together, and that shows in terms of if someone goes into a house and they may not look like they struggle, but they come out, we're all there for that person.
Because you become part of the family, don't you? And I think, like you say, being involved in it is a tough time, and you're providing compassion and care and that personalised care as well. It is, like we say, very much about the family and what they need at that time, and that can change from day to day. And I mean, I hear stories all the time from people coming in that are doing fundraising that say, I'm giving back because you came into my home and you gave us all of this. You allowed us, to have that time, to have that really important last few days or hours, even in some cases, as son, as daughter, as grandson, granddaughter. There's nothing that replaces that.
No.
It's fantastic. Honestly, I don't think I've ever worked anywhere where that is.
It's the ethos that we have. It's not just words on a website like most places. It's we live it.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
We're not going in with we're here for half an hour and we've got this checklist of things to do. It's actually I'm here for as long as you need me.
Yeah.
And if my next visit is delayed, then my next visit is delayed. I'm here, and the focus is you and your family right now.
Yeah.
That for me is one of our important.
Because while I say it's thankless, I bet it's one of the more rewarding jobs that you can have.
Yeah. I mean, I think you only get one chance to get it right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you don't, that'll stay with you. Yeah, definitely. There's no undo button. Yeah, it's you get that one chance.